Is for him to excel on this mid matchup, maybe like an Echo Saber to be very active across the map, and then he has to just help the side lanes, because we're expecting them to go very poorly for Talon, so all eyes have to be on Makoto.
Yeah, I think, you get a couple points in your Jingu. I don't think you even necessarily want to max it, because you want to get more points in that, tree dance, so you can kind of jump around the map, make those rotations, and be more impactful early, but both teams are running down early.
Whoa, whoa, Skeeter hooked in, nice balance as well, is going to stop the retreat. The body blocks are there making it a little bit awkward, so they won't catch up the Skeeter, and now Q stepped too far forward. So they're going to be able to claim first blood on Tundra. They're already looking for more as well, as Jabs is going to get clipped by the power shot from Sarksa. So in the end, Tundra find 2 easy kills, and they're going to be able to protect Skeeter as well.
Yeah. Both teams just charged down, got a ward on the high ground, and Tundra just, they were close to that high ground, so they got to de-ward it, even though they got hooked in. Once Ursa got out, Pudge just kind of over. Once you've thrown your hook, you don't really have much else in your arsenal, and Q probably shouldn't have just chased and ran in there. You just got to let the Ursa go. If anything, they got damage. They dish out damage without taking too much damage, but they just got a bit greedy with the chase. So great start for Tundra, and they get to go to these lanes with some nice little extra gold.
I wonder how much value we're going to get out of the Pudge support this game as well, because I know the one team, maybe some other people have been running it, but really the one that I've seen have a lot of success so far is Saves Pudge over on BetBoom, and he's had games where he's actually just like kind of won it for BetBoom off the back of the hooks. And with this move, with the projectile speed getting buffed up, it's very noticeable. You'll see inside some of the fights, it kind of catches you off guard with how fast that hook is now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's much harder to dodge than it used to be, and I think that's where I think maybe Icefrog saw this Pudge corner. Is like, come on, we want playmaking support Pudge back, so make it more about the hook and not about just getting as tanky as possible. But yeah, it's something that in the lanes, like obviously there's always the hooks under the tower you have to worry about. Just in general, heroes being repositioned. If there's a draw ranger slowing them, find some easy kills. So it is pretty potent here. One of the things I'm enjoying is seeing like some of the new item builds, like with the new universal heroes. We've got, I think, Darkseer and Windranger on the Radiant side. You get all these extra stats. They've both gone for like circlets and branches because they're universal heroes. It's like this is the most cost-effective way to get early damage to secure your lanes, and that's something that Tundra's kind of playing around, is like figuring out what are these new item builds going to be.
Or Snake. Looks like they will be able to at least get a return kill. Took them a little bit still, but after that first skirmish that we saw, regardless, Snake King is going to step a little bit too far forward. Did he get the bounty, though?
No, he
didn't. Okay, not worth it. This is what we were expecting as well, right? Them to look to try and play aggro down bottom, avoid the Doom lane into the Ursa, but of course you've got the Rift, so Skitter's just going to move his way up to top.
Yeah, we'll see what the plan's going to be, is where the Talon try and match this with Jabs kind of teeping around. I've still yet to see a game where there's like, the constant lane switching shenanigans, because, in the old patch when it happened, it was hilarious to watch heroes just run across the entire map, or sometimes just give up and just start jungling level 1. With the Rift now, I'm wondering like how side lane cores are going to approach trying to get these, better matchups.
Oh, maybe... Look, maybe it's a little bit easier for Jabs, just the fact that he's in the safe lane. So you don't have to run as far to get back towards your tower, but still, regardless, this is not going to be too fun of a time into the Ursa. What if the reasonings behind, though, with the Windranger being top on Sarksa, and then you've got Snake King down bottom with 33?
I'm guessing maybe just the closer proximity for some of the jungle camps here, like they're right by the... I mean, there's close proximity in both lanes, but definitely seems like they maybe think the Enchantress can do better against these rangers, since they're always at like, pretty long distance for the impetus. But from what I'm seeing, I think both supports function kind of similarly here. And Windranger, I think the big thing here for me is can actually secure like range creeps. Like often so much of these early laning stage, what you want to focus on is just securing range creeps, and Power Shot is great for that, whereas Ursa maybe just doesn't secure range creeps all too well.
Okay. haven't got to see many Wind Ranger games as well with that recent change, so going to be intrigued to see how much value we get out of the Shackle, as Jabs is getting a decent chunk of damage along with Q as well. And it's just, yeah, I don't know. You're probably going to have to go Boots and like Windlace maybe to play this lane, which is going to delay your Vanguard. Regardless, so Vanguard doesn't do anything into Ursa, so maybe we're going to start to see this hero start to rise in popularity just a little bit more with all kind of the Vanguard aura, so the Vanguard meta we have at the moment.
Yeah, definitely a scenario where Ursa should maybe thrive on this patch. Yeah, we're seeing this top lane really struggle. A solo Wind Ranger is just zoning out these heroes. Doom found a Cloak Aura, which isn't going to help at all against the Wind Ranger right click, so seeing a bit what they have in mind here with the Wind Ranger. Here, that, you know, even if you get hooked in, you've always got that Wind Run as a defensive tool, so very good against this lane.
Still as expected though, this mid lane for Makoto is going incredibly well. 15 and 8 compared to the 13 and 0, so a lot of denies early on. Gonna be able to give him that level advantage. He's gone for the 2-0-2, has a actually top lane, Saxa. A little bit of trouble here. In fact, they're going to be able to get the kill. So an extra +1 is what's required. Ollie was there to be able to set up for the hook, I believe, with that Frostbite.
They'd had enough. They're like, there's no way we're letting this Wind Ranger like solo zone 2 melee heroes. Let's bring in the CM. Let's punish her.
Mid lane, Makoto? Is 9? Okay, I was going to say, is he going to continue to go for this attempt under the tower? But that's a lot of harassment onto the Monkey King with that concoction.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is like Monkey King has come out on top with some of these denies, but like as Alk gets these levels, like the damage really ramps up with Concoction and the Acid Spray minus armor, so wants to deny these runes away. Makoto, he's chasing him. Wants to get to the other one.
Meanwhile, we just got kills happening in some of the other lanes as well, but the Makoto might be in some trouble if 9 gets enough mana for the Acid Spray. See if the damage is going to be enough. Sox is here as well. Able to dodge it with the Mischief. Beautifully done from Makoto, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Verify activated.
The grenade.
But they'll still be able to chase him down nonetheless. Uh-oh, Faga, this is not good. This was your counter pick, and they're getting a kill.
Yeah, I had doubts about it truly counting the Alf. Like, yeah, you can stop him maybe CSing as well in the early game, but this is what happens. Like, level 4 Alf, like 2 points in your 2 spells. Like, he even dodges the unstable concoction. That's part of why I think the Monkey King can be a counter, because you dodge all the unstable concoction damage, but one rotation, utilizing the new grenade item, and yeah, Makoto, he goes down here. And the issue is, it's so much harder for a Monkey King to rotate compared to an Alchemist. Alchemist is just going to hit this armlet timing with Blink Dagger and just be ready to go anywhere on the map.
Yeah, and really importantly, his first item, he has Phase Boots almost completed after he farms his stack, so he's going to easily be able to reposition away from the monkey getting aggressive, and just a little bit of extra armor to help out with that fighting. As speaking about the fighting, top lane, once again another rotation coming out from Ollie is going to be able to help secure another kill onto Saxa, so at least off the back of some of these movements, they're doing okay, and that's kind of enabled because of the creep wave sit up down bottom. It's very close to the tower, so 23 Savage isn't feeling too vulnerable without a support to play with him.
Yeah, but like these kills are nice, but then suddenly you look at bottom and Darkseer is just already putting Iron Shell on Enchantress creeps and really causing problems here, but they're going to keep rotating. CM Doom now come for the end.
Yeah, but look at 23 Savage's health.
Yeah.
They're going to get the kill into the Drow regardless. He's got no level up in the Gust to push him away, and there's going to be no potential for the deny as well. Now, 33 did heavily commit. He's got no mana to work with as well. Going to try and somehow juke around, and looks like it's not even going to be a scary threat from 33's own life. So in the end, well, that is a trade you would definitely take any day of the week for Tundra.
Yeah, I think this is level 3 Iron Shell really starts to ramp up in terms of damage. And you know, usually it's like you think of Darkseer with the Iron Shell, it's like, oh yeah, that helm timing where you can put Iron Shell in your helm creep, but Enchantress just gives you that right off the bat. So I think to kind of go back to your question before, something I obviously didn't realize at the time is like, Ench with Darkseer is great because you can Iron Shell those creeps.
We're going to see that happen again pretty shortly. Snaking starting to move down bottom. They've already got Saxa trying to set up as well.
He's going for the
Wisdom Rune. A little bit too late.
Yeah.
He's ready. He's going to make sure there's no potential of those Wisdom Steals.
Yeah. Cheeky. It's yeah, definitely. You know, it's one of those things where it's like used to be like 10 minutes, everyone gets their tome for free. Oh boy,
They are collapsing on
Oh, the
jabs.
creep.
Nice body block. Man, look at the micro from Snaking. Just minor thing that puts it in front, so the defensive hook's not going to be there. It's a big boundless strike from Makoto, but he'll only be able to get one kill and forced to duck on out of the fight, just in case Tundra want to turn to him afterwards.
yeah. I mean, I talked about the Alchemist being a better rotator, but apparently he doesn't even need armlet blink. He doesn't even need phase boost. He's just going around with Soul Ring.
It's a bit awkward. 33. Back on the bridge. Now the creeps are body blocking Makoto as well. They don't really have any extra TPs down bottom for Tundra, so looks like in the end, very nicely done from Makoto. Got that kill prior, now got an even bigger kill onto 33's Dark Seer and should be able to TP back mid. Gonna try and make another attempt onto 9 to take away the power rune. Doesn't have the boundless strike to stop 9 from picking it up though.
Alka's just been having a great start to this game. Active everywhere on the map, but has now come back to the mid lane to continue farming. You know, probably wants to do at least some Alk things in terms of getting up that Blink Dagger as well as, I presume, the Armlet. That's been his build so far, but, you know, there's always consideration for stuff like Radiance. I don't think Radiance is particularly good against these heroes. Maybe if there's, like, you know, a PO on the other side, you go for a Radiance instead of the Armlet. But yeah, there we go. Use up the Armlet. Probably go for his classic Armlet Blink build that he's been doing several times already.
So Talon are gearing up for another attempt top. Q's gonna start before the Frostbite though to set up.
Tundra's rotating though. They come in with an Iron Shell creep through the rift.
Be aware though, Talon, they've got the Watcher.
Yeah.
Be able to get a glimpse of Snaking, but Q's gonna get caught out inside the tree line, and they've got the summons to be able to block up the path as well. So another dead member on Talon. Now Skeeter's gonna look to try and charge forward for more as well.
Oh.
Got Sarksa, but oh, what a shackle. Sarksa holds 2 of them into place, and now 9, he's ready to brawl as well. Concoction's gonna give Skeeter a little bit of breathing room. 23 Savage has got a free fight at the moment. Now Makoto's going to be able to line up the boundless strike as well, and Snaking, they should be able to chase him down. Everyone's here. Why not even get 33 involved as well with the wall committed? Makoto forced to run away, but there's going to be no escape. They'll drag back jabs as well with the vacuum, and the body blocks, they're perfect. They'll still get some distance off the back of the hook. The respawns are coming up though pretty shortly, so maybe Tundra have committed too far, but and 33 is not even going to die. Vanguard surge away. He's okay. And in the end, Tundra, all they lose is the bear.
Yeah, just full on, like 5v5 in the top lane. Skitter manages to survive and say, I'm out of here. I want to go farm and do Ursa things. But unfortunately, Alchemist wasn't the best Doom target there. He'd already used his spells. He had Chemical Rage up and was channeling an Unstable Concoction. I think the idea is, hey, I doom him. He's going to stun himself. But guess what? He's on top of a hero. So the AoE stun still clipped the enemy and managed to help him get a kill. So it didn't really get any value out of the Doom there. And you know, at this point, fighting with an Alchemist with like maxed out Unstable Concoction is just way too much damage to kind of handle.
Trying to silver linings at 10 minutes in and see if there was any big winners for Talon off the back of that previous fight, but it's not like Makoto's is doing okay in net worth. I mean, he's going to be working on Diffusal Blade next item, so what do we make of that? I was kind of thinking it would be an Echo Saber, but do we like this Diffusal route from the Monkey?
Yeah, I think both routes make sense. You want to get cheap, cost-effective items. I think, yeah, like Diffusal, I throw 2 of them. I think you're going to get picked off in the top lane, just playing a bit too aggressive, but he's probably looking at this Radiant team and seeing, you know, some value with just burning the mana pool of, like, I'd say particularly the Ursa. Alchemist is kind of great too, but I think he's a bit harder to burn through all his mana pool. It's just going to be an item that allows him to, you know, obviously constantly fight. But similar to the Echo Saber in many ways.
Looks like we do have a bit of a slow next couple of minutes. Skeeter's working towards the Battle Fury. I mean, he's pretty close to it already. A couple of components completed. So this is going to be a scary bear for them to deal with as the game continues to go on. I guess for Talon, what are we looking at? I mean, it's no Midas on jabs. This is a bit creep, though. He's got the Purge, which is going to be very nice versus the Darkseer in particular, being able to get rid of the Iron Shell and the Surge.
Yeah, that's definitely helpful. I think needing some kind of way to dispel those.
even win run as well, I just saw. So should be able to get the kill off the back of that. Nicely done from Jabs. And let's see if they can get more as well. Makoto, he is invised up. They did get a glimpse of him though with the sentry nearby, so they have an idea of the Monkey King's pathing.
Oh, they were so close to maybe catching Nine's Alchemist, but he just finished farming his stack. He's farmed that neutral camp like as a double or a triple stack multiple times this game. I like what Talon's doing. It's like very much just like maintain pressure and playing around this mid T1 tower, which is like one of the most important T1s to take, but it just gives them access into the enemy jungle, to both side lanes. It's like a very, central point of the map where they can just kind of go wherever they feel like, the key fights are going to be. They're down 3k gold, but they can't just sit back and try and farm. It's very important that they constantly try and make some plays here.
Attempt they will, Talon. Looking to try and smoke us too. It's just the supports though. They will be able to connect with Jabs. Along with 23 Savage, that's currently towards the bottom side of the map. They'd love to be able to slow down Skeeter. It's pretty much going to be Battle Fury completed. They won't be able to catch him out. They might run into Snaking, who, again, he's not really the ideal target, though. Potential kill into the tower, though, is going to feel pretty nice here for Talon. Snaking will definitely make him work for it, though, in the end. No reinforcements coming there. They're trying to make their own play bottom. Nine and Sarksa through the rift. They might be able to catch Savage off guard.
Oh, he's getting a bit greedy.
They're going to be able to penalize him for that. Jabs is nearby. He's going to eat the concoction as well, and our Skeeter should be able to deal with the Doom before the ultimate comes out. Makoto's going to fly into the middle to try and play around with the Wukong command, but there's just no stuns. The whole 33 inside for the moment. It's a lot of damage onto the Dark Sea, but the double shackle. 33 will live. They won't even get the kill onto the offlaner as Talon in shambles. Ducking in the tree lines, Makoto will have the tree dance up shortly. Does he get enough distance away? The concoction's there. Does he guess correctly? They've got the power shot. Whoever needs a Quelling Blade, why not use the abilities from Sarksa? The tips are deserved as Tundra. In the end, they'll find a 5-man wipe, and they've got the wisdom runes as well.
Well, seeing how it's like a 3k gold lead and Talon just need to fight and not try to... All of a sudden, it's a 7k gold lead. They get completely wiped. Again, fighting the Alchemist, it was so unfortunate. Jabs was running in to try and, save his drow. And as a result, it turns into a 2-hero concoction. So I feel like outstun is so absurd right now. It's like already an insane single target stun, but if you're ever catching 2-3 heroes with it, the damage is just absurd. And once you get that Blink Dagger, like this 15-minute out timing with Armlet Blink is just brutal to fight into. Here come Talon though. Nice hook.
Alright. Should be able to find a pretty easy kill with no one playing behind the Alchemist. Savage going to be able to get a bit of a streak there for the Drow. Maybe they can open up this bottom tower as well to help with the access into the Twin Gates.
Yeah. That's what they kind of have to, how they need to approach this game. It's just like keep going for pickoffs, utilize the Pudge hook to, find a target and bring them out of position. Like they don't want these like 5v5 fights where everybody's on top of each other. They want to just take one at a time. Like pull one with the hook, kill them, then like disengage and then wait for that next target to present itself with another hook. So, finding more pickoffs rather than full like 5v5 engagement.
All right, nice read from Talon. They don't have the Doom though, so maybe this is going to be a bit of an issue with them trying to contest the Roche.
Yeah. They're going to make their way over there. They get the T1 tower here. They can go through the rift. It is being scouted out by an observer ward. If they come through the rift, Tundra will see them.
They won't try and take the fight. Tundra actually might look to get aggressive through the rift, and Talon, they have no way to scout this out. So all of a sudden, 3 heroes from Tundra, opposite side of the map. And they're going to be able to catch Jabs out as well. Q, what's the play for the Pudge? He's just going to try and evade. Oh, actually goes for a hook because he's got some backup here to pump the damage in. So they'll get the kill onto Snaking. They've even got Makoto as well perched on a tree. Maybe it's a bit more difficult to get the kill onto Skeeter. Sarksa, definitely the easy one. They've still got a ward as well to play with on the higher ground. Gotta hope he doesn't cut the tree. What?
Wow,
how did it
hit
go?
him.
Okay. So 9, he's ready though with a blink over the top. He's stuck in the tree line as well. Nine, he's going to get no value out of the Alchemist. They'll be able to cut him down with the dying breath of the Wind Ranger. Still hooked back in, Q. What an angle. Nine's in a lot of trouble now, playing inside the Wukong's command, but they're just lacking the damage. Makoto finally got the Diffusal Blade delivered. And now he's going to try and jump on over. Lines up the Boundless Strike. They'll be able to deal with the first life. They've still got 23 Savage on the outskirts. Jabs is nearby as well with the Doom at the ready. But it looks like he's not going to find an opportunity to protect his Drow, or will he? Mechanism's going to get activated. The double force on 4, but the Ursa, he's slowed up. Savage just tries to turn and get as much damage out as he can before he dies. But that's going to enable Talon potentially to come out on top. But they just don't have the numbers. They're kiting Makoto. Shackles on to Jabs as well. They'll just turn to deal with the Monkey King. That's all their damage inside this engagement. And with him dead, there's nothing Talon are going to be able to do afterwards. They look like they're a little bit hesitant, but with a Shackle lining onto 2, it's just a silver platter for them now to continue chasing. Still, 9 doesn't have the greatest health pool.
Yeah.
He's got that Chemical Rage back up, so now 9, he's going to be able to reinitiate, jumping over the top, looking to try and target down Jabs, but it's a bit awkward. Tundra, it's taken very long with this attempt, and Adaya, their respawns are coming. I mean, Savage is back alive. You're going to have Makoto in a couple of seconds as well. You've got to get these kills and get out as 9. Well, now he's going to commit. Only quarter duration left on the Chemical Rage. He wants to get the Drow and somehow sneak away as Makoto. What a Boundless Strike. Where's the damage? What's going on? They're landing all the spells, but it doesn't matter. Even Skeet is back alive as well. Another mess of a fight down bottom, but it always seems like it's Tundra that come out on top.
The recap shows they killed all 5 heroes on the team. I think they killed some heroes like twice. They killed Drought twice. I think they killed CM twice. That was like an 8-for-2 fight or something. Like, absolute insane how long that fight just dragged out and continued from the Aegis at the start being taken on the Ursa. The fight, it just continued from bottom lane all the way through, through to the deep on the dire side of the map. So absolutely insane. This is just the time where Tundra want to take these fights. So like, this Alchemist is so damn unkillable when he's got the Armlet Chemical Rage. He got a second Chemical Rage up, and now they're ready to go again. They're going to find the Crystal Maiden down bottom, it looks like. May not have enough fall damage to take the kill here, but Talon, it's the right idea. You got to force these fights. You're not going to get back in this game by not winning these fights, but they're just taking too much of a heads-on approach, and they need to use a bit more nuance. As I mentioned earlier, use those meat hooks, try to put people out of position. You can't just throw numbers at Tundra and expect to come out on top.
Just for them though, it just might be too late at this stage of the game. I mean, we're 20 minutes in. It's a 13,000 net worth lead, of course, looking much high with the Alchemist lineup, but it just for them, unfortunately, might be a little bit too late. Maybe this smoke was scouted out. I believe it was underneath the Dire Observe ward.
Okay. Would use that to their advantage.
This would be potentially a prime spot for them to fight in a choke point where you've got Wukong's freezing field as well.
They're doing this because they want to contest the Tormentor.
It's now or never, but
yeah,
you need to fight with your vision. And the Strike's going to be able to set up for the hook. 33 stab. They'll still be able to land some of the combo. Jabs will turn to get the Doom. It's onto the Ursa. That's a pretty good target. It's going to take Skeeter out of the equation, but that's what we spoke about in the draft.
Yeah.
You use all your ultimates and Tundra just going to reset.
They need to disengage here, and I think Tundra's going to come back in. I don't think they're going to let them get this Tormentor. Little mini boss that both teams are going to play around here. If you go for that one, you can't even start going for it because you're going to make yourself so low here. Actually, I have to be careful that hook though. Wants to D-ward, but...
Whoa! What is a combo?
Oh, boy.
Alright, really? That's so filthy! The communication was perfect from Tundra, 33 and 9. Easy couple of kills, and now with a buyback talent, you've got to hit back. This could just be the last fight of the game if they do not come out on top.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They stop anyone else from dying, but they buy back and don't get kills. When you're on the back foot, it's like when you're defending high ground and you use 2-3 buybacks to save your racks. You can't just save your racks. You've got to get those kills. So buying back here and not striking back is an absolute disaster here. And the reason they can't is their ultis. They're all on cooldown. They haven't got Doom. They haven't got Wukongs. They're so reliant on Q just landing a hook and pulling someone in. And even when they do, it's hard to get that kill. Like, you've got Shackles, you've got Vacuums, you've got Unstable Concoctions, you've got Pavise on the Wind Ranger for some extra damage block. There's all this utility and save. Not to mention stuff like force stops as well, that it's just so damn impossible for Talon to actually get these kills when they don't have these ultimates.
We might even see the combo again. They're
wanna
probably
try
just
and
going to
punish
bait
them here.
Skeeter.
Yeah, they're trying to bait the Tormentor.
Alright, Skeeter. Very deep at the hook. They're going to be able to cancel the Dismember and turn it once again. They just obliterate the Pudge. It's a pretty decent Wukong's command, but there's just no follow-up to hold them inside the place. Nine's able to easily shrug it off, steps out to the right side, and I mean, that was both the heroes that bought back prior, so they're going to be down for 40 seconds, which will make sure Tundra get this Tormentor.
That's a reshot now going the way of the Enchantress. Oh, a big objective lost here. Something that Tundra really had their eyes on. And, a lot of questions about, like, how's the new map going to play out? And we're seeing Tundra's ideas where it's like, okay, we're going to get a lead, and we're going to take away every, small little bit of gold from the map away from you. Like, taking away an Ag Shard, that's like it's a 2,800 gold swing, because that's 1,400 gold for that Talon's meant to get, and you take it for yourself. It's a big swing, not to mention later on you can fall back, take your own, and suddenly you've got 2 free Ag Shards for both your supports. So it puts Talon really on the back foot. You can see it's a 20k gold lead all of a sudden. It feels like just 5 minutes ago I was talking about it being like a 3k gold lead and how Talon used to fight. At this point, it's like, I don't know how you fight with this much of a item deficit.
An experience deficit as well. They just had double wisdom rooms that they just went back and claimed. You've now got a shard as well onto 33, so... And the shard's very interesting, because towards a later stage of the previous patch, I was seeing a bit more Darksies actually go for the upgrade earlier on into the item build, so we'll see how much value 33 is able to get out of it.
Well, Tundra have their eyes set on looking for that next fight here. Everybody grouping up around this bottom lane. They've got eyes on where Talon has made their next move, so they want to fight.
They don't have everyone bottom though. They will start to TP in. One by one, they're going to funnel into the area. Nice defensive hook's going to be able to keep Jabs alive, but 33's hunting once again. Another vacuum onto multiple heroes. He's going to be the person to start the fight. And at Tundra, there's a big opening just to deal with the supports. Q's going to be protective for a moment with the Ghost Scepter, but I mean, that isolates the rest of the other heroes as well as Jabs. He's run into a dead end. This is the river of death, honestly. It's a bait. You run down here, you think you can go somewhere else, and all of a sudden, you are stuck.
That's why those 2 spots are my favorite parts of the map now. So many times I've seen heroes like run in there, like when they're being ganked, and it's like, wait a second, where do I go now? It's like the pit of death.
The first couple of times I saw them run down, and they kind of hit the wall, and they didn't know what to do. They didn't believe it was like a dead end. They kind of keep trying to shuffle around and see if they can maybe hide and find a way out. No, I like it. I hope they don't get rid of it. I mean, maybe a lot of people would be like, yeah, what's the point of it? There's no other place. But it's kind of funny just seeing someone run and you're like, oh shit, I'm stuck. What do I do?
Yeah, it feels like there should be a ramp up on the right side, like to, where that little bridge across is. Like, oh, there should be a ramp to like go up the bridge or whatever. But nope, you're just trapped.
I think if there was a ramp, it'd get rid of that bridge value as well, though, because that's kind of cool, because we can see some crazy stuff where, like, you cross the bridge to try and get the Wisdom Room or the Tormentor, and then, that is, like, the definition of the trap has been sprung. At a bridge to, like, a choke point, you can't go back the way you came in, the way you want to go. There's already people with a blockade set up, so I really like that addition to the map.
Yeah. It's something like, choke points have been a thing in Dota for a while, but, like, this is, like, taking it to a whole new, like, exaggerated level where... Yeah, there's just so many plays you can make around them. Well, definitely getting to enjoy some new patch stuff here, but Tundra not letting us enjoy a close game. They are absolutely continuing where they left off the last couple of days, dominating, just really showing their understanding of how to play these mid-games.
Yeah. And look, it's a 2%, so I feel like we're kind of in a position where maybe we can speak about next game a little bit. I wonder what Talon's adjustments are going to be to the Alchemist if they want to pick it themselves, because do you remember if they first phased the Elk versus OG yesterday? I don't remember.
They were second phasing in most of their games. I think this was, as far as I recall, this is the first time they've like actually like been first phasing out. They may have first phased at one of the games, but it does seem like Tundra's response, and like, you know, they probably after a couple days are like, okay, like what's good, what's been good, what's been bad. They probably like as a team decided, hey, we actually got to prioritize Alka as a first phase hero now, because you know it's all about getting ahead of what your opponents are going to do, and probably they assume their opponents are going to start banning Alka in the second phase. Like, hey, we keep second phasing out and owning with it. Teams aren't going to let us second phase Alka anymore. Let's first phase it because we think the hero is this good.
Auction is not going to be disjointed. 9 is still on the hunt, and they're just going to try and TPR. Good attempt with the shackle onto the neutrals. They will still be able to get the Ollie at the buzzer. So nonetheless, Skeeter instantly down to bottom after the Aegis was taken from the bear. So he has that second life. Cheese going to be given over to Snaking as well. And oh my lord. Okay, so 23 Savage actually went for a Scepter. And I felt like the shard getting pushed to... I felt like the shard getting pushed to a Scepter was a pretty big nerf to him, because that's a lot of gold, 4,200. So we shall see how it's going to work out this game.
Yeah, it's yeah, big investment. It's not something I think that, I mean, it gives him a lot of like decent damage output, but I just don't think it's what the game needs.
All right, never mind. Well, no value out of the Scepter, I suppose, and they're soon going to be able to kite the Wukongs. Skeeter's just going to fight inside the ring. They're so far ahead, they do not even give a damn. Prior, they were looking to try and avoid it at all costs, and now it is not a concern at all for Tundra.
It's time to call it, I think. You're getting wiped in your own base. Ursa is just like two-shotting people. You know, Enchantress is fourth on net worth behind his own teammates, so there's no hope for this one. Looks like they'll take one last one. I mean, you're playing Pudge, I guess, high ground defense, so they're thinking they can, you know, hook people into their base, into their tier 4s, into their down and even, but Tundra's a team that's very disciplined and just, they're not going to lose a game like this.
They honestly might want to get hooked. 33 will jump in and protect him. 9 will jump in as well. I hope they bait and get hooked, and then they might just get team wiped again.
Yeah, hooking into tier 4 towers does nothing. If it's in the fountain, that might work, but I don't think Tundra's going to let that happen. Look at this discipline. They're like, all right, let's take 2 lanes. Let's back off. We're not going to force the issue. Yeah. Still got 3 minutes of Aegis left, so plenty of time to get that last lane of Rax.
But for Talon, they do not have a lot of time now. Games are slipping away from them every single day, every single series. They are falling further and further behind the 8 ball, and you've got to try and find a solution soon. They are again a team that had a lot of hope letting in. Maybe one last attempt. Unfortunately, Q, his hook shot's going to be off the mark, and now it's going to give them confirmation of where Talon are. So instantly they'll jump towards Ollie. A quick assassination of the Crystal Maiden. And our Tundra, they're already looking for more as well. Makoto's going to be slowed up, even eats the shackles as well. A look to buy back and have one more 5-man fight potentially for Talon.
No. At the end. Oh, what a vacuum.
33! He does it every fight, man, it feels like. Another vacuum onto multiple heroes from the Darkseer. That was your 24th pick Darkseer as well, who just absolutely obliterated Talon through the entirety of this game. And what a performance from Tundra.
This game got ugly quick. Unless you're, I mean, if you're a Tundra fan, you're thinking, beautiful Dota. And honestly, watching this game, like, it was a complete